Hi, today I want to chat to you about high heels. I've actually themed it the secrets of wearing high heels. Now, what I do for a living of helping people with painful feet, advising them on the correct shoes to wear, how to walk, and what exercises to do. High heels should not even feature in my vocab, but the reality is that people wear high heels, and it's not something that you're going to stop even if you educate them. And also, I even wear high heels. There are certain functions that I go to where I wear high heels. So why do we wear high heels? We wear high heels because it makes us look and feel good. It's easy on the eye. It complements an outfit. It makes you look taller and thinner. And it accentuates your calves and your glutes. And we all know that a pair of shoes, which I believe was high heels, changed Cinderella's life forever. So that is why over the years, I've found ways to make wearing high heels a little bit more comfortable, which I'm going to share with you today. And one of the biggest secrets of wearing high heels is that you need to choose when you're wearing the high heel. So as with my other shoe wear advice, I always say to people is you need to dress for the activity. So it all depends what you're going to do, where you're going to do, where you're going to go, how much standing you're going to do, which high heel you're going to wear. If you're going to go to a function where you know it's like a cocktail party, you know you're going to do a lot of standing, you will choose a more sensible high heel compared to when you're going to a lunch where you know you're going to sit most of the time. And then also, that's where it comes in. If you have to wear high heels to work, you'll wear a different high heel to work than what you will wear when you go to a sit-down lunch or when you go to a once-off wedding or a party or something like that. So it's really important that you choose the times that you wear the high heels and the activities too, and then also not to wear high heels when you've already got painful feet. Don't go and wear high heels because they can really do permanent damage to your feet. So because you know definitely if you go dancing with high heels, you're going to end up with sore feet the next day. So if you've already got painful feet and you suffer from your feet, don't wear high heels. Choose other shoes. So now I'm going to move on to why does high heels cause foot pain, before I'm going to discuss with you what to look for in a shoe. So we were designed to stand with equal weight on both feet and the weight evenly distributed. So straight away what a high heel does, it lifts your heel, and with lifting the heel, it moves the pressure and the weight to the front part of the foot. So the front part of the foot was never designed to take all the weight. And all of a sudden now, the higher the heel, the more pressure you put on the front part of the foot, which is then over the ball of the foot, which forms the transverse arch, which is where your metatarsal heads are. So that is why you often end up putting all the pressure on your metatarsal heads. And often you would wake up the next morning and it will actually feel as if you've got broken glass inside your foot from wearing high heels. It's because you put all the pressure on the metatarsal heads. Then also what happens is that because you've got more pressure over the front part of the foot, now we end up gripping with our toes. So as we grip with our toes, that places also more stress on the structure of the foot and on the soft tissue inside the foot, because now we're gripping with our toes to try and to hold onto the shoe. Then all the soft tissue, that the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons underneath your foot, all of a sudden is also functioning at an angle, and it's trying to cope with that increased pressure on the foot, and that is also why it causes discomfort. And then it will also cause your ankle to function at a different angle, which is abnormal. So if you don't have strong ankles, it will place more stress on that. It will place more stress on your knees because it's a different angle. Again, with the heel lifted, it will cause your pelvis to tilt, and with your pelvis to tilt, it will cause a bigger curvature in your spine. So you can see high heels changes your posture completely, and it places more stress on certain soft tissue structures inside your body, and that is why it causes discomfort. Okay, so how to choose the correct shoe. First of all, cheap and nasties are out, and it's not an option to go and get away trying to buy a cheap high heel, because they're cheap for a reason. Because they want to sell more, but they don't put quality inside the shoe to give you more comfort. Okay, so that's the very first thing. Then let's have a look here at the structure of a shoe. Okay, so the first thing with high heels, you need to look at the heel. So you can get, this is a very small heel over there, then you also get block heels. Then you also get wedges. So it all depends where you wear it to. So what I usually suggest people that wear high heels to work is I encourage them to use wedge heels, because with a wedge heel it causes more even weight distribution over the foot, which then takes the stress over the ball of the foot. Also, if you wear a block heel or a slightly bigger heel here, it helps to absorb some of the shock, and it also helps with the weight distribution. If you have to wear a very thin heel like this to work, choose that it is slightly lower, because when it's lower it will also cause more weight distribution. But for work it's ideally to wear a wedge shoe or to wear a shoe with a bigger block heel. Then the other thing is what you need to look at. You need to look at the shaft of the shoe. Often if this part of the shoe here is not strong and it gives way when you walk. I'm sure you've seen those ladies walking in the malls and they actually look like a camel, because what happens is that the shoe gives way and you can see the heel how it does that when it's walking. So apart from the body trying to cope just wearing a high heel, now it's wearing a shoe that doesn't have a supportive shaft, which places even more stress on the foot and more stress over the structure of the foot. Also, when you turn the shoe around, if you buy a good quality shoe, you'll see that they usually have a rubber sole. It's not a thick, ugly rubber sole. It's thin. You won't even see it from the side, but as soon as you turn the shoe around, you'll see it has a rubber sole. And that helps quite a lot with the cushioning and with the shock absorption. Also, when you push inside the shoe over the ball of the foot and the rest of the shoe, you will find that they build cushioning in over the ball of the foot, which then also helps a lot with shock absorption and cushioning over the metatarsal heads. Then another very big secret when you wear high heels. When you wear high heels, choose a high heel with a lot of straps over the top. Definitely a strap around the heel and over the ankle, because when you walk, you want your foot and the shoe to function as a unit. So there shouldn't be a need where this high heel, where your foot sits loosely inside the high heel and you have to grip with your toes. You want to make sure that with all these straps, it will actually hold your foot in place and it will offer your foot more support. So having all those straps definitely make a difference. If you just look at the shoes I'm wearing here today, you can see this one here has one broad strap over there, where this one you can see all the straps in that area there, and that really helps to offer your foot more, it supports the foot much better. You can see here, I mean, these shoes here, they're really pointed, and my feet do hurt after I'm wearing them, but I mean, you get quite far with zhuzhing up any outfit when you wear these shoes. But can you see, it has these two broad straps, and then it has a closed heel with a zip in that area there. And as soon as you have that, that actually offers more support around your foot, and you can get away then, and then you just cope with a shoe squashing your toes all together. Again, this is not advisable for what I do every single day, but hey, it's when you wear high heels. So some things that you can do if you know that you wear high heels often, well, one should actually do it all the time, but especially if you're going to wear high heels that will make it more comfortable, is to do intrinsic foot exercises. I have some foot exercises on my Instagram account that I've already posted, or you can go and look at my YouTube channel. There's some specific foot exercises. Now, foot exercises can be as boring as anything, and I find it difficult to fit into my everyday life, and that's where I've got these few foot exercises, ankle exercises that I do, and I incorporate into my daily life, but you'll see on the videos that I've posted how it makes a difference. So it's really important to strengthen your intrinsic muscles, strengthen your ankles, strengthen your knees, have a good core, strong core when you wear the high heels, because by having all those structures well supported with muscles, it's able to handle that increased stress because of the high heel. You can get away with it. You're still going to end up with pain, but you can actually get away with it because it will offer you more support. Now, when you walk, when you wear a high heel, it's very important that your pressure goes through your big toes. So when you try on the shoe inside the shop, and I know I'm wearing two different shoes, but when you stand in the shop, you should make sure that the high heel is not doing that already with your feet, because can you see then all the pressure is going through the lesser toes. You want to make sure when you stand in the high heel that you can feel how all the pressure is over the big toe in that area there, because when you're going to walk, you want to walk pushing through the big toe and pushing through the big toe. So can you see when I'm wearing these shoes, there's no need for me to grip with my toes because the shoe is well supportive and I can actually push through my big toe. That will ensure that my ankle will stay straight, because you can see when I turn my foot out or when my foot collapses in like that, it also changes the actual position of my ankle. So it's very important when you walk that you push through the big toe. Then the kinetic chain, which you'll pick up in some of my other videos, it's all the correct muscles that you need to activate to have most energy efficient gait. Now that is more when we talk to runners, because we want them to be energy efficient. But one of the biggest secrets when you wear high heels, and if you see people that look good and they carry high heels very well, is because they walk activating the entire kinetic chain. So they will walk pushing through their big toes, they will make sure that the ankle's on the correct angle, the knees in the correct angle, and they're actually activating your core. Now briefly, the core is made up out of the pelvic floor, the transverse abdominis muscle, your glutes, the back muscles, so all those muscles need to work together. So you will see people that don't look good when they wear high heels is because they're not activating their core, or they maybe don't have a strong core. They're not activating their core, they're not activating their back muscles. What a high heel should do, or what you should do when you wear high heels, is you should be activating all those muscles, because that actually helps you to carry the shoe much better. And then lastly, what to do the morning after the night before. So often I've woken up with very painful feet where I've actually thought I've got fractures in my feet. Whenever I've gone out wearing high heels and I've done a lot of dancing, I would wake up and there will be nothing wrong with my head, but it's just in my feet, where I actually, it feels like glass inside your foot. That is purely because you've strained your feet. So the best thing to do is to put your feet in a bucket with cold water and ice, or take ice packs and wrap your feet in the ice packs, because that helps to relieve the inflammation and the pain that you experience in your feet. You can also soak your feet in lukewarm water with Epsom salts. That Epsom salts also helps to draw out the inflammation and the pain. Good massage, better if someone else can give you a massage on your feet. Just gentle massage on your feet to offer you some relief in your feet, and then also to do some gentle foot exercises that I find also helps a lot when after you've been wearing your high heels, to offer you relief. And then obviously for a few days after that, you will wear super sensible shoes. So usually after I've worn high heels and my feet are really sore, I'll just go into my running shoes. I'll wear my running shoes for a day or two, and then also make sure that when I go to work, I will wear very sensible shoes, do all my foot exercises, massage my feet, all of that. And then my feet usually recover within a day or two. If I've been to a function where I did a lot of standing, dancing, all of that in my high heels. But yeah, so this is a little bit of a twist that I chatted to you about today. I don't advocate it, but the reality is we all wear it. I hope it will help you. Thank you. Bye.